I have such great access to medical. It's good to be president, I guess.
It seems like Donald Trump made a really good case for universal health care the other day.
It's a lot easier for me than somebody that's, doesn't have access to a doctor so easily, where it's a big deal to see a doctor.
You sure did, Ali.
The doctors at Walter Reed were incredible.
You know what's fascinating to me is that rich people in power, like Trump, can brag about having top access to good health care. And they can brag about it to their constituents who don't have that access and expect to be praised for it. And then they are praised for it. MAGA voters were watching this. And Trump was like, I have access to healthcare and you couldn't afford it. And they're like, yeah, I couldn't afford that. I'd probably just die. He's so right. He got me. And not only that, then he's able to turn around and tell you that socialized healthcare is bad, and you just believe it? He says, I have access to really good medical care, and you don't. And also, you shouldn't change that. You got to vote against getting access to your own good medical care.
What they're doing is socialized medicine, and it's not acceptable.
You and I know, Senator Sanders, where I come from in Canada, everybody gets the same health care and everybody pays the same for it. That's not the case in America.
They want to go socialized medicine. Socialized medicine.
What Trump's illness and treatment tell us is that healthcare is a human right. It's not a job benefit. Everybody, rich, poor, young, old, is entitled to healthcare. Your Medicare for all single-payer program. And that idea is gaining more and more momentum every day. It exists all over the bloody world. What we are doing is radical. What we are saying is you don't have health insurance because you have a bad job. That is crazy stuff. This system is dysfunctional. It is cruel. It is wasteful. We have got to join the rest of the world, move toward a Medicare for all type program.
The rest of the developed world has socialized healthcare. They all have the same access to the same health care, and they pay for it because they pay their taxes, which instead of just paying for, military budget things, actually pay for social programs for the people paying their taxes. I know, crazy idea. Feeling sick? You can just go to the doctor. Break your leg? You can just go to the ER. And there's no $50,000, $10,000, $900 bill at the end of it. You just get to go to the doctor instead of, dying in the street. And one of the biggest arguments I see against socialized healthcare is, well, I like my insurance provider, and what if I want to stick with that insurance? Guess what? In the UK, they have the NHS, so they have socialized healthcare. You need a doctor, no matter who you are, you can go to the doctor. But guess what? They also have private insurance. You can choose to have private insurance. It just makes sure that everyone has access to a base level of care. And the other argument I see is, with the lines, you have to wait longer to see your doctor. Okay, that's true. You do have to wait longer to see your doctor sometimes. But if I have to wait longer and that's the trade-off so that people aren't dying in the street because they can also go see a doctor, then that's a trade-off I'm willing to have. And you know what? I've had some exceptionally long wait times at the doctor here, too. One time, I broke my foot and I went to the ER and I sat in the ER waiting room for 5 hours. So, sorry, I don't really think it's that much of a difference other than everyone can have access and it doesn't break the bank to go to the doctor.
Heard that Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat.
Ugh, indeed. Donald Trump butchered this speech with gaffes and mistakes.
We will expel the warmongers, all coming out of crooked Joe Biden, because, look, he can't campaign. He can't speak. Did you just see Maduro, Venezuela? It's unbelievable. So we call it migrant crime. I came up with that name because I come up with a lot of good names, don't I?
In North Carolina, Trump also came up with the idea that he passed Veterans' Choice and Accountability legislation.
For our great veterans, we passed VA Accountability and VA Choice. That was a big deal.
It was a big deal, but it was passed in 2014 by Barack Obama.
I have no greater honor than serving as your President and Commander-in-Chief, and I have no greater privilege than the chance to help make sure that our country keeps the promises that we've made to everybody who signs up to serve. With that, I am going to sign this bill. Thank you very much, everybody.
And never mind taking credit for Obama's legislation, Donald Trump, at a speech in Virginia, claimed to be running now against Obama, not Biden, and said Obama is a threat to national security.
And Putin, has so little respect for Obama that he's starting to throw around the nuclear word today. You heard that, nuclear. He's starting to talk nuclear weapons today.
The gaffes were so frequent and over the top that even an anchor in the mainstream media took notice during an interview with a Trump-supporting senator.
He seemed there to confuse Biden for Obama. He also suggested that there were U.S. troops serving in Ukraine. Are you comfortable about his mental fitness?
Yes.
On MSNBC's Morning Joe, the criticism of Trump turned to disgust.
No, it's interesting. You turn away when he starts to blank out. What, does it upset you?
It feels very unhealthy. I'm going to just be very careful, but it doesn't look good. It scares me.
Can we play it one more time? I want to see what
Mika's.
I'm worried. Actually, physically, he does not look good. Can we play it one more time?
Will he pass out?
Yeah, I don't know.
Putin, has so little respect for Obama that he's starting to throw around the nuclear word today. You heard that, nuclear. Did you just see Maduro, Venezuela? It's unbelievable. That Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat.
See that right there?
I don't like it. Stop.
That upsets you.
Something's wrong. Something's wrong. I
You
can't
think
look
so?
at that. It makes me, yeah.
According to some reports, Trump exploded after the North Carolina speech, blaming the verbal gaffes on staff and technical problems. Then, after Nikki Haley won the D.C. Republican primary, Trump channeled his anger at her. True Social, quote, "Bird Brain is a loser. Record low performance in virtually every state. DeSantis easily beat her in Iowa for a very distant second place. And then she ran up to the podium before he had a chance to do so and claimed victory." Trump also erupted over this.
Well, Tuesday night, despite Trump's lead, Haley insists she's staying in for the long haul and now says she might not even support the Republican nominee if she loses.
So you're no
Trump's
longer bound
daughter-in-law.
by that pledge?
No, I think I'll make what decision I want to make, but that's not something I'm thinking about.
Quote, "I enjoy watching the Bird disavow her pledge to the RNC and her statement that she would never run against Trump, a great president." Well, she ran, she lied, and she lost big.